Right, guys? So we are doing quadratic functions. So previously we were doing linear functions, which were based on a straight line. Now we are doing a quadratic function, which is based on a parabola. So we have a parabola. Now, how does a parabola look? So a parabola looks like this. It's a graph that looks like this, or it looks like that. So this is called a parabola, right? So let's start with the parabola's equation. The standard equation for parabola is y is equal to ax squared plus q or c. Let's make it c. I don't like q. Let's make it c. Yes. Right. Same thing that we did with the straight line, but now in this case we have a and we have c. So with the straight line we had y is equal to mx plus c, but now in this case we have a and c. Right. Let's talk about a. So a for the parabola is based on the shape. So A tells us the type of shape or where is the graph going to be looking at. My gosh, the English is so bad. But you hear what I'm saying, right? Yes. So the shape of the graph. So the A tells us if our shape is going to be looking up like that, or if it's going to be looking down like that. Right. So when it's looking up like that, it's a smiley face. It is positive. So our shape is showing positivity because it is looking up and it is smiling. And if it's looking down like that, it is showing that the graph is negative. It is very sad. Negative. Yes. So you need to know what A is. So A tells us about how the graph is looking, if it's positive or if it's negative. Also, A looks at if the graph is going to be wider, meaning it's going to look like a bowl, or if it's going to look like a champagne glass. Ooh, would you look at that? Champagne glass. So this looks like a bowl, but this bowl is not nice. Let's draw a nice bowl. Yes, right. So now we need to know if this graph is going to look like a bowl or if it's going to look like a champagne glass. Right. So for us to have this bowl shape, it means our A can be a fraction, maybe a half, for example, meaning A is a half. So when we have improper fractions, then we're going to have a shape that is wider. And this one that looks like a champagne can be a normal number. For example, it can be 2, for example. Yeah, so if it's a fraction, it looks more or less like a bowl, and if it's just a number, then it looks like a champagne glass. So let's talk about this alphabet right here, which is C. So with the straight line, we said that C would be the y-intercept. Even with the parabola, it's also the y-intercept, but the y-intercept of a turning point. Intercept. So the y-intercept of the turning point. And I will show you what I mean. Turning point. You guys, I say the right things and I write the wrong things. So this is a parabola. A is for the shape. Now the shape can either be positive or negative. And also the shape can be wider or it can shrink, meaning it becomes a little bit smaller. I don't know what's the opposite of wider, or narrower. Is narrow the right word? Narrower. Narrow. Yes, so this is more wide, it's more open, and the champagne glass is more narrower.